H.H. Holmes is the first well-known serial killer to come about in the 1800s. My name is Caitlin Brown, and today I'm going to be talking about H.H. Holmes because he is a large topic of conversation within our house. While that sounds really strange, my stepdad is directly related to the bloodline of H.H. Holmes, so he's always been a really interesting topic for us to research and look at. So I'm not directly related to him, it's just my stepdad, in case anyone was wondering. So one of the books that I've read that had to do with H.H. Holmes was called Devil in the White City, and it had to do when he was in Chicago for the World Fair. He actually owned a hotel right across from the World Fair that would attract a lot of young women, and it got nicknamed Murder Castle because of how many people he actually killed. There's a lot of facts about his younger life and how many people he murdered, but it gets a little confusing as his life went on because we know for a fact that he killed 9 people, but he confessed to so many more murders that nobody ever found the bodies. So it's really interesting. And today I'm going to be talking about his background information, so when he was younger, how he actually started his life of crime, because when he was a kid he didn't do that many things. And then later on I'm going to talk about similarities that H.H. Holmes has to Jack the Ripper, which is another serial killer that was popular in the 1800s. So his background, according to famouspeople.com, H.H. Holmes was actually born under the name Herman Webster Mudgett, and he was born on May 16th, 1861. He was really bright from a young age, as people could tell, since he graduated high school at age 16, so he graduated early. He was really into science, which I guess kind of set him on his path of crime, because when he was younger, he used to practice surgery on animals. He would just get animals and kill them and practice cutting them open and stuff. So and his life after that also began when he was young of crime. He would do a lot of fake insurance claims, so he would do a lot of frauds and scams, mostly to get money. He would use skeletons of people that he killed or bones that he found, and he would send them to schools for money and use them as insurance claims. So really, starting at about age 16, he started practicing the surgery and selling skeletons to make money. Next is the real truth about who actually killed. So although it has been a mystery for many years about how many people he actually killed, later on he confesses to killing 27 people, but they never found the bones for any of them except for 9. They only found the remains of 9 people. So the people that he killed are Julia and Pearl Connor, which was a mother and daughter who actually lived in the hotel that he held in Chicago during the World Fair. It was said, he claims that Julia died because an illegal abortion that she had. It was said that he was dating her around that time, but it was never proven. And then Pearl was her daughter, and they found her remains. They saw that she had been poisoned. It was really rudimentary science that they used to determine that, but they found her in the basement of the hotel eventually and determined that she was poisoned. The next people are Nanny and Minnie Holt. He actually married Minnie Holt for a short amount of time, but really was just using her to get her inheritance, as her family was really rich. He didn't actually love her, so he also killed them. Emmeline Singrind was his secretary at the time for the hotel, and they found her remains down there as well. He killed 4 members of the Pitzel family. Benjamin Pitzel was actually his best friend at the time, so it was really interesting to see all these people were really close to him, and he just murdered them with no remorse. He actually used Benjamin, he wanted to get insurance claims, and instead of using a cadaver to do that, he actually set Benjamin on fire and then used his body later for fraud for insurance claims, and then killed his 3 children later on, shortly after his father died. As for Jack the Ripper, he was also a serial killer around the same time in the 1800s, but he was in England. So people really aren't sure if they're the same people or not, but it has been claimed that they have been, because according to biography.com, Jeff Mudgett, which is Holmes' great-great-grandson, has personal diaries that have been passed down from H.H. Holmes, and it talks about how Holmes participated in the murder of multiple English prostitutes. So Jack the Ripper was based there around 1888 and murdered a bunch of people. He was about the second most known serial killer around that time. And then Holmes also has these written things that he wrote himself passed down that says he murdered people there as well. So there's not really for sure claims that he killed him, but there's proof that he actually killed some people in England. Additionally, according to history.co.uk, there were mysterious time gaps between 1888 and 1889 where Holmes was not in Chicago and nobody really knew where he was. So that is right about the times that these Ripper sprees were occurring, where Jack the Ripper was in England and murdering people, and then at that same time, nobody could find out where Holmes was. So it was really, it could have been a coincidence, but it was quite a large coincidence. While Jack was he was more direct in his approaching of his victims, they both had the same style when it came to murdering the people. They both had they both killed the people. That sounds really gross, but they both had the same style, as if they knew what they were doing with the body, so they both had doctor backgrounds. So most of Holmes' life was a mystery. Nobody really knew that much about it. They couldn't figure out exactly how many people he killed. They couldn't figure out if he was Jack the Ripper or not. And really, many of the people that he killed were people that were really close to him, and they had no idea what he was doing. All these crimes that he did, nobody had any idea, which is why he was able to get away with so many. So it really just makes you wonder, like, how closely do you know those people around you? Because you would have thought he would never have killed someone, and in the end he killed at least 9 people, and it could have been up to hundreds of people that he killed.